Too much wind.
Alright. Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Come out week in, week out, prophesying the downfall of America. And the uplifting of a new kingdom, which consists of these so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans as the rulers, giving all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Harakakadash.
Alright, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. That's pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. You know? And like I said, we're out here promoting the upliftment, okay, of the kingdom of heaven. Alright, if somebody can give me what was that? Luke 11 and like 17 or something like that. Because these so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites. Alright? Not those people that's in the land of Israel. They call themselves Israelis or Jews. Alright? Those people are imposters. Okay? The true Israelites, man, believe it or not, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. A lot of people, they wag the head. They shake the hand at that. It's true. The so-called white man is the devil, and the chief house is the so-called Jews. Yeah. I want that scripture that says the kingdom is within. I thought it was yeah, definitely.
Don't breathe. Yeah. All right. This Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right. Here it said gross darkness will cover the people, man.
Well,
alright? And that's because the deceiver came and deceived the earth. Alright? Now the truth is getting out. Alright? But there is a covering cast, you know, in which it's taken a lot of work to break down and destroy these strongholds, man. And there's still work to do. That's why we're still out here. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai is building this thing up.
right.
You know? Everything is in order. It's all got to be on the Lord's time. But this truth is growing. You know, we were just reading Acts and reading about all those believers. You know, how the ministry was just going all over the place, and there were thousands and thousands being added to the church. You know, so shall it be in these times. You know, that's why Yahweh said the truth is likened unto the mustard seed, that it's the smallest of all the seeds, but when it grows into the biggest of all the herbs. That's what, you know. It starts out small, but this thing is going to grow humongous to the point where these nations, first and foremost Esau, are going to have to directly deal with it. They're going to have to face it head on. There's going to be a point where they're not going to be able to just sidestep the truth anymore. It's going to be like, this thing is growing way too big, way too fast, and it's worldwide. This thing is, it's going to grow exponentially worldwide. You know, you're going to have the time of the Israelite foreigners, which you're going to see a lot of Israelite foreigners waking up. And it's gonna bug a lot. Hey man, it's gonna bug a lot of you campsites. It's gonna bug a lot of you camps. You're gonna be making all types of videos condemning. No, they're heathens.
Yeah, just like when we were reading, bro.
Yep.
They were bugging out. They were like, they brought Greeks into the temple.
Yep.
And for you that don't know, those Greeks were Israelites just bugged the fuck out.
Yep.
Bro, I don't know if you see a picture of James lately, bro. Did you see one?
I know he's into the hunting, and he'll be wearing all that military gear.
No, bro. I tried to have him to talk to him, right? And then he posted a picture. This nigga got a red mohawk, bro. This nigga got a red mohawk, and his woman, bro, she's one of them reptilian bitches, like with the fucking implants and shit. Whoa. Yeah, those were Greeks, bro.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Jake was bugged the fuck out, bro. And then they repented, they received the Lord's word, and they repented, and then you had other Jakes bugging out off of that, man.
But you're gonna have people like that come into the truth, man.
God.
That's really gonna bug. I want to say that's really gonna bug, especially Judah.
Oh yeah.
Especially them. You know, my great grandpa was the first one to ever set his big toe as a slave on America. Type of Jake.
Yep. Well, next, when Paul was preaching, riots broke out. You know, because what was he doing? He was telling his people to get right. You know, he was, rebuking people. You know, everybody, people got offended. You know, well, that's the same thing. We're doing. People are going to get offended. Because we're telling them through the scriptures that you got to come back to the Lord. Riots might break out.
We're living in the book of that.
Yeah, God.
We're in the times of that, and it's gonna get to that, like how it's written. There are gonna be these huge controversies in Israel when Jakes that look like other nations start flooding in. You know, the Israel of Israelites, ISUPK and IUIC, all these different guys, that look upon the flesh more than the spirit, keep the law, all this stuff. And that was a big controversy that was going on with Paul. That's why they hated Paul so much, because what the rumor that was going around among the circumcision was that Paul was telling the Gentiles, all right, the Israelite foreigners, that they didn't have to keep the law. And that was why there was so much dissension and riots and so much shit going on everywhere Paul would go.
Which was a lie.
That was the lie of Paul.
Yeah, Paul wasn't lying. Because when you read, when they were shipping him through Rome, he was like, I didn't say that not to keep the law. Paul himself said, I agree fully with the law.
Yeah, he said,
the whole law.
He said, as touching our customs, he said, as touching our customs, I come out of the most strict sect, the Pharisees.
Yeah, God.
I, being a Pharisee, know the law quite well, is what he was telling. And Paul was subtle. He embodied being wise as a serpent. All the times when he used his Roman citizenship to slip out of situations.
Yeah.
When he was in, I believe in Jerusalem, and he was in question, and he looked and he saw one side was Sadducees, the other side was Pharisees.
Yeah.
And so he played on being a Pharisee, and the room broke out in dissension over the matter. Paul was a mighty man when it came to the scripture. Well, there's a few, he caused quite a few. Hold on, I want to speak a little bit more about this topic. So the lie of Paul, which was that he was going around saying that you didn't have to keep the law. When you read in Romans, it talks about the faith of Abraham without the law. So when you put it into perspective, imagine, like the brother said, some guy with stretched out ears and a red mohawk, you know, and he's got face tattoos and like he looks like a complete psycho.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get this guy to keep the law completely. So what was Paul doing? He was saying, abstain from blood and things strangled. Eat not things offered unto idols, because they got to get out of the whole Christmas and Thanksgiving spirit, you know, these different holidays. Because, like we bring out, it's okay to eat the food in good conscience, right? You knowing that you're not celebrating this, you're not giving any actual power to it. But somebody that's new that thinks like, oh, well, maybe we can still celebrate Christmas or whatever, you know? And then and that's what they're doing. It's not a good thing. And so you have to instill that, okay, these holidays, you gotta get them in the right spirit. You know, that's why you have certain brothers that might be like, oh, you're eating, you know, turkey. Yeah, you know, it's a new brother, and that's fine. You say, oh, that's good. Abstain from that if that's your spirit. And then, and stay away from fornication, obviously. Don't be, because homosexuality in the Greco-Roman Empire, let's admit, was a huge thing. Just like today. And you see the younger generations, they're more and more feminized and leaning towards the homosexual side. And so you're gonna have, that was a big problem that was going on in you know, these different Greek places. So fornication being homosexuality and adultery, and lewdness and things of that nature, orgies and shit. They were big into that type of stuff, you know, during the Roman Empire, during the Greek Empire. And so that was what he said. And there was a whole big thing about circumcision, which eventually, yes, you want to get circumcised, but you're not going to get somebody that's just coming into the truth. It's going to be like, yeah, cut off some of my dick. Like, no, it's not going to happen. They need to have faith. They need to believe. They got to build up to that. They got to be fully persuaded in their own mind that this is what they're going to do. You know? And those are the things that you had going on, and those are the things that you're going to have going on today. Dealing with Israelite forces. But yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is I'm gonna read it again in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
Right, thy sons shall come from far. Right on line with the topic, right in line with the topic of the scattered Israelites. You know? But you're going to have a great multitude, as you read about in Revelation, the 7th chapter. It tells you that there was a multitude without number of every nation, kindred, and tongue.
Yep. And it actually says that after it goes into all the 12 tribes. And he's like, who are these then?
You said, yeah.
He said, then who are these in white robes? And he said that pretty much he's saying that those are Israelites that came out of every nation under heaven.
Yeah.
You know?
Because when you read that, the angel poses the question to John, you know, saying, well, what are these? And John, he didn't know. He was like, gosh, you know?
There's Tobit 13:1. Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, Blessed be the Most High that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. For he doth scourge and hath mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again.
Amen. And on that note, he does that. He scourges and has mercy. He bringeth down and lifteth up. You know? The Lord has a lot of mercy, you know, for those that believe and are of a sincere heart. You know, we've seen throughout our walk in the truth, we've seen men that have gone 15 or so years in wickedness in the truth before they finally got exiled.
A lot of mercy.
That's a lot. That's a lot of time to have repented. You know? And even afterwards, probably could have still repented and just done it on their own and tried to work out their salvation. That's a lot of mercy. And then even our walk, going on the years that we've gone, and I could say for myself, I've had a lot of shortcomings and pitfalls and things like that. And look at where we are. We're still here. And so truly, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is merciful. The Lord wants you to get it together. That's why you get chastised. That's why you go through things. You learn lessons. All right? And these things happen to make you a better person in the truth. Right? And you learn and you grow. And everybody's, like I have my own personal hell and demons that have showed me what I need to do and what I need to work on. This brother, he's had his own stuff that he's had to go through to break him down and teach him the error of his ways and how he needs to fix things and grow. Same thing with this brother. This brother, he ended up with some broken bones and shit. They had to get physically beaten. But at some point there has to come a time where you realize what you're doing wrong and start really working on it, Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 4:3. For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns.
Right. Break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns. Okay? And the beauty of the scriptures is that it says it in this way. Right? So fallow ground is a hard head. Sowing among thorns, well, what are thorns? Thorns choke good plants. Thorns poke you when you try and touch it, So thorns are bad. So that has to be what? Like things that are causing you to err, things that are causing you to fall short, things of that nature. So sowing not among thorns. So you got to find out where your place is, all right, and build up there.
Yeah. Even in gardening, when you break up the ground, when you're gonna plant something, the ground might be hard. You gotta break that ground up, before you start planting, because it helps the plants to grow and soften the soil. And that's a violent act when you're breaking down the ground. Stuff they might use something with a motor and just blending all the dirt, all the dirt blocks, so you're able to plant good seeds. You're not going to just break up the ground and plant weeds, plant regular weeds that grow. You're going to plant good crops, things that are edible.
And so you sow not among the weeds, but those good plants do not choke out. You break up the ground. And like the brother said, a violent act, this is a laborious act to break up the ground to plant. Yeah, that's hard work. You ever done gardening and you're breaking up hard ground? It takes a lot of work to do that. That's what you're doing by breaking up your fallow ground, right? It's not an easy task.
Yeah, and you see it in the terms like, hey, how long we've been in this society before we came into the truth. You were
A lot of work.
There's a lot of work to be done. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of breaking down that happens. What does it say also in Ecclesiastes? Ecclesiastes 2 that he shall try that's gold in the fire, acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Hey, we're being tried. We're being refined.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?
Right. And you're going to go through chastisement because good is set against evil. So you're going to go through chastisement, period. And it could come from anywhere. Like the brother brought out before, you can't control what other people do, but you can control how you react to it. So that even if somebody does something fucking heinous to you, that you don't fly off the handles and you're in the wrong now because you bugged out. As unfair as it might seem, but that's the furnace of affliction. That's the trial by fire. Is that you might when you go to you go through something and you feel like you're gonna cry, you're like I just want to beat this motherfucker's ass and but you do that, then you're in error. Now and as unfair as that might seem, it's true. You're the one that's in the wrong now if you act emotionally and not just take it on the chin. That's why Yahweh Shai said if somebody strikes you on the cheek, turn the other. Yeah.
This is Job 5:17. Behold, happy is the man whom Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai corrected. Therefore, despise not thou the chastening of the Almighty.
Right. Happy is the man, because then, as it says, I believe in Peter, when it starts breaking down virtues and patience and stuff like that. Patience is a virtue. And so, with patience, when you experience patience like that scripture, I believe, and the more you practice these things, the better you're going to be at preaching it. Because you're actually you're actually living by this, code of ethics, by the law, basically. Because the New Testament is also the law. When you all these different the words of Yahweh, the words of Paul, Peter, James, John, all these different men that are in the scriptures, they give you commandments telling you not to be this way and to be this way and not to be this way. And you're supposed to follow those things. And like Peter says, if you do these things, okay, you will grow. You will lack nothing in the truth if you have these things, which are, keeping the laws to the best of your ability. All right, truthfulness, righteousness, peace, brotherly kindness, all these different things. That's having the spirit. Okay, knowing all the breakdowns and cussing out Esau, that's part of it, but that's not. And you really don't. Like the elder Malcolm has said, there's nothing that you could say out of your own belly that would be worse than what the scriptures have to say. You don't need to insult anybody. The scriptures will do that for you. So, like, if you start cussing somebody out, it's really a vain thing to do, because the scriptures can do it 10 times better than you.
Hebrews 4:12, for the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, like the brother was saying, you don't gotta scream at people, talk to people, because hey, the scriptures do enough. That the scriptures cut to your spirit, man. Even sometimes when you're reading, hey, you'll get cut because hey, you're fucking up on the surface. Oh, hey, that's how they're written. The scriptures do more than anyone can do.
Right. It said the word of God is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, dividing asunder to the soul and spirit. So saying, fuck you, asshole, that's not going to divide somebody's spirit. That's not going to cut somebody to the bone and to the marrow. No, man. But if you're having a problem with an Edomite and you start breaking down scriptures like Isaiah 14 and 21 where it says, prepare slaughter for his children, or you go into Revelation where it says, he that leadeth into captivity, that's, bro.
It's different.
Yeah. You're cutting this guy in pieces at this point.
Yeah, now he's bugging like, oh shit. Yeah. Hey, because you gotta remember that, that this is a spiritual thing. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood,
Yep.
As it tells you in Ephesians. The spirit's on people, man.
Right.
Okay? So you gotta battle these spirits with the spirit, the sword of the spirit, which is the word. Okay? It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, like if you whoop somebody's ass, right? Or you say, I'm gonna fuck you up, I'm gonna kill you, whatever. Well, the scriptures say that the Lord's gonna come back and kill everyone.
Yeah.
My God's gonna come and put your whole race in the slave. Like, come on, bro. What's worse?
This is Jeremiah 23 and 29. Is not the word like as a fire, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces?
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Hey, and what's crazy is there's two sides of it, right? Because out of the same book, they can completely annihilate somebody. They could also uplift somebody and bring them back from the dead.
Two-edged sword. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, Avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? So you give place unto wrath, like the brother was saying. The scriptures clearly say, Yahushai said, if somebody smites you, hey, we'll turn the other cheek. Because vengeance is the Lord. We already know what the Lord's coming back to do. Okay? He that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye, man. Okay? Esau plans to exterminate us as a whole. And what did the Lord say? The Lord said, I ain't gonna let that happen, man. Okay? The Lord said he's coming back to destroy these other nations, bro. And give us the kingdom. That means that the Lord is going to allow Esau to exterminate us, man. And this man has weapons that we've never seen, bro. This man has devices where he could cloak himself and walk among us and we can't even see him, bro. He could bend the light. He could be chilling up in a building with a sniper. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to destroy him, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to deliver us and save us from him, man. Okay? He's gonna as it says, Psalm 17:13, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, the Lord's gonna deliver us from him, man. But he literally wants to kill us. He has an agenda to exterminate us, and it's a pretty damn good one, man. This thing was well thought. Okay, this is well thought. It's going back hundreds of years that he wants to annihilate us, man. As a race, as a whole. He don't care if you're 2/3 following him and following the system. You're still a nigga to him. You're still a spick. You're still an Israelite to him. Okay? A real Israelite. Hebrew Israelite. In his New World Order, he don't want Israelites around, bro. Alright? That's his end goal, to exterminate us, man. Because of that blessing, because of the birthright.
Here's Isaiah 10:5. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff of their hand is my indignation. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge, to take the spoil and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Yeah, hey, that's who's the rod of his anger? It's Esau. Esau, his sword. You know that the Lord's going to use Esau to bring down the 2/3. Bring judgment on Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But what? He's gonna have mercy on his elect. Because only the 1/3 of our people are going to be delivered. But the rest, you're going to be trodden down like mire of the streets. The different. Esau got these, like the brother was mentioning, the different, weapons that he got. He got laser beams, he got sound weapons.
Robot.
The robot. Yep. Hey, well, they're trying to pass laws in Chicago and San Francisco. They want to use robots in the police force.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man.
That's Esau.
What do you say when not to get off topic, well it's part of the topic, Sonic the Hedgehog, they had the, what do you call it, the emerald, what was it called? Chaos Emerald?
Yeah.
And he said with it, he wants to harness all the darkness and evil. Okay? And that's Esau, man. To unleash evil on you Israelites, on the world. He says he quotes a lot of things in there that's like heavy to show you that's Esau.
Yeah, he says he's gonna build an empire of AI and robots and keep people around to service his machines.
Yep.
Bro, that's why Hollywood, bro, Esau, that's straight up witchcraft, man. He literally tell you what he's gonna do, and you'll sit there and be entertained by it. That's hilarious. You don't even know that's what he wants to do in the future. Games like Fallout,
Oh, yeah.
You had the Enclave, right? And it was like a secret underground fucking government agency. And they had like robots and teleportation and shit. They had like cyborgs and shit. You know?
God.
They would come through and snatch people up.
Yeah, they were like what do you call it, hitmen, like agents.
Yeah, they were agents.
They come out of nowhere.
Yep. They just teleport on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were coming out.
Yeah, they could teleport.
Yeah, they
They literally
were.
would just beam out or beam in. You know?
Yeah.
That was, and then the whole point of the game was like civilization after World War III, and the Enclave was like the government.
Yeah.
It was basically like the elite in the background, you know.
Yep.
It's getting rained on now. So it doesn't die.
Yeah.
That'll fucking blow a fuse.
I got scripture, can I get it?
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth and contentment the rod of my son as every tree?
Yeah. Should we then make mirth? This is why we're not celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and dressing up like a skeleton and fucking going to Halloween parties and getting faded. This is why we're, you know, not talking shit about the Bible.
Right.
You know, just being a plebeian.
Right.
Right? We're actually preparing for this time, and it's not a preparation as the world would know it, right? Because you actually have people called preppers, and they have underground bunkers and helicopters and tanks and mad weaponry.
Canned goods, cans of tuna.
A lot of food stored up. Some of them have their own farms and different shit like that, where there's communities of preppers that are living like the Mormons and the Amish and shit out there in the fucking wilderness, you know, off the grid, man. But this preparation this is the preparation of the gospel.
That's right.
So where we don't have to worry about it. Okay, we just have to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and keep His commandments, and the Lord's gonna watch over us. The Lord is gonna make sure that we're all right, and we're gonna be all right, and we're gonna be fine. This is a warning, okay, to you people out there to get right. You know, take heed to this message while you still can. And if you're of another nation, your time is up.
That's right.
The Lord's coming with vengeance to take vengeance upon you for the condition of His people. Okay? Especially you Edomites, so-called white people. You have, you know, the chief house, the so-called Jews who have literally masqueraded themselves as the chosen people and painted the image of your likeness as the image of God, right? There's a sore punishment for you.
It says, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer.
Which is, you Edomite. Okay? You are the slayer.
Yeah, they even got a band of Edomites is called Slayer.
They're not Edomite.
Oh, they're not?
They're chicks.
Oh, shoot.
They're from like Brazil or something.
Oh, hey. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, Slayer's a straight up chick band, bro.
But hey.
That's why you can't you can't be in the mind of those stereotypes. Oh, it's a death metal band. They gotta be Edomites. You know?
Yeah,
Jake is into that shit too.
Jake is. But I never actually looked at the band, the crew. So Salakia Slayer. It says, cry in hell, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh.
All the princes of Israel, right? Farrakhan, all these different leaders, spiritual leaders, entertainment leaders. You know, you see the shit going on with Kanye West. He's out there battling the so-called Jew right now, man.
I heard they fucking took all the money out of his bank account.
Yeah, they froze his bank. Yeah, man, like millions of dollars.
Yeah, and the other dude, Kyle Urban, but he went backward too, huh?
Yeah. But Kanye, he seems to be full sending this. He's down. Hey man, you never know. Kanye, he might find the truth and repent, man. He's going hard against the Jews. He's trying to go on podcasts and then these fucking Jews, man. I seen him on a podcast and he was just like, look, man, certain things have come out. Basically saying the so-called black people are the Israelites. The problem is that Sir Kanye West is he seems to be a black-only Israelite type of guy.
Oh.
He even went to the Alex Jones show. I seen part of it. Somebody was streaming it, and he was going in. He's going pretty hard. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He has some knowledge.
That's good.
And he seems to be walking down a path. Hey, could lead to good things for him. But he would definitely have to lose. He would have to become a plebeian like us. He definitely would have to lose his status. I don't know if these rich guys can handle it, man. A lot of these rich guys, they lose their shit and they become like a crackhead on the street. You know what I mean? They just lose it, or they kill themselves and shit.
Look at Nick Cannon, bro. He did that.
Yeah.
And then they fucking, bro, they rehabilitated his ass, man.
Yeah.
Remember that shit, bro?
And he got re-educated.
Bro.
And it literally said that in the article that he had to be re-educated.
By a rabbi.
Rabbi Finkelstein.
Yeah. Which, man, when you look it up, Google it, they bugged him the fuck out, bro. They had him wear a dress and shit.
Yeah.
Man, bro.
I'm sure they made him do all kinds of shit.
Man, yeah.
Hey, that's why it makes me laugh, because you could say whatever you want about any other people. Just when it comes to the gays and the Jews, you can't say anything.
Right.
Gay mob.
The gay mob.
Come after you.
If you say anything about the Jews, then you're a lunatic. You're a madman.
You're a buggy.
Which they're not. They're obviously not the Israelites.
Oh heck no. Because Scripture says, when the Israelites are in their land, there's going to be no more wars.
I mean, there's so many things.
So many things.
So
bro.
many things you could go.
When the righteous are in authority, and people rejoice. Man, ain't nobody happy, bro. The only happiness you get is in these scriptures, man. And then that's not even permanent because we're in the flesh, bro. We need the Lord to come back, man. We need the real Israelites, the righteous, to be in authority. And then the world is going to rejoice. Even these other nations are going to be happy, man.
So the 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's what's happening. He's being revealed. You got all these, entertainment stars that are starting to come out, talking about the Israelites, which we're coming to that time where this thing is going to get really big. People are going to really start noticing, I look at it as like the Israelites starting to come into the mainstream, what's going on.
That's true, because I have family that I've never encountered in my life, and just recently I spoke with one of them, and they're into it. She was debating with her own grandma, and I was just eavesdropping, and I heard her say something, and I was like, oh, the Israelites, and she's like, yeah, you watch the Brothers? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, what group do you watch? And she watches fucking Sakari.
Of course. But that's the thing. Well, it does say in the scriptures that many will be entrapped.
God.
By those. They're the ones that get the most views.
True.
And then when you got entertainment industry people coming out, that's why I think you had like IUIC or ISUPK with the whole basketball player guy, when they were all fucking trying to get him to endorse the IUIC or one of them. Because they're all about fame and fucking clout, they're just trying to get money out of the guy.
Vainglory, bro.
Yeah, they're all about that.
They're seeking their own glory. See, that's the thing about, Great Millstone and brothers in like mind. We understand it's about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, bro. You're supposed to get him the glory, man.
And that's the beauty of Great Millstone, right? Is the apostles themselves, they say this is not the doctrine of Great Millstone.
Right.
So just because you're not Great Millstone, you're following Yahweh Bashem Yahushai by following, the doctrine the Great Millstone teaches, which is not the doctrine of Great Millstone. Right? It's just the doctrine. It's just what it is. They're the main group that's telling the truth and not selling anybody wolf tickets.
Right. This is John 7:16. Yahushai answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
Even Yahushai was like, hey, look, this ain't my doctrine.
Yeah.
I only do what the Father tells me to do, and that's it.
It's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's doctrine, bro.
Right. And the Most High, what the Most High said? He said, reverence my son.
That's right.
That's what we do. For individuals that might say, you're not supposed to worship Yahushai. Well, the Most High said to worship Yahushua.
Yep.
So if you're gonna claim to believe in the Most High, but you're gonna outright defy the Most High, it's just silly.
And that's what a certain group said. Yahushua is just another Israelite. Oh, that's blasphemy, bro.
This is a prophet. It's just another prophet.
They said that.
Which we're reading in Matthew, and it was in Acts when Stephen was disputing before he got stoned. It was heavy because he was talking about Moses, and at the time, Israel was all about the prophet Moses keeping the law. That's why Yahushua was so mad. He was telling scribes and the Pharisees, talking about the traditions of men making, overstepping the law of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, saying that by the gold of the temple, your oath is sanctified or whatever, and not by the temple itself. You know, different things. The washing of hands. You know what I'm saying? Like all these different things, Yahweh Shai was rebuking the scribes and the Pharisees about. And he was saying, and this was Evi, and he was saying, Stephen was telling them, Moses, he said, afterward would the Lord raise up a prophet like unto me. And he was breaking it down how Moses at the first wasn't accepted by Jacob. That he had to show them signs and miracles. And that's exactly what Yahweh Shai, it was that he was saying, like this is who Moses spoke of, coming with signs and miracles.
Look upon that bronze serpent. This is Yahweh Shai.
And the Lord has been very well established. You know, everybody knows about Jesus Christ, right?
True, of course.
It's just that darkness, you know, covering the actual image of the Lord that needs to be revealed. Yahweh Shai being a so-called black man of the tribe of Judah.
That's right. Let me get there.
Because worshiping Jesus Christ is going to get you nowhere.
It's going to get you smoked.
Because Christians will read the different books in the New Testament. They'll read Paul's writings and say that it's okay to eat pork. And you don't have to keep the law.
Which is off.
Which Paul himself said, we established the law. Paul circumcised men. Paul actually circumcised
Timothy.
I think a couple, but there's a few that he circumcised when you read through Acts. You know?
Yep, I remember. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 5. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the rivers, and he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and sware by him that liveth. Salak, that's not it. Salak, yeah. See, it's Daniel. Oh, right here. This is Daniel chapter 10, verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Which is going into Yahweh Shai. Okay, his arms and his feet were like unto color of polished brass. Now brass is colored. All right, you get some forms of brass that's brown. Okay, some that's goldish, depending on how it's treated after. Okay, like when it speaks about him in Revelation, it says burnished brass. All right, and when you Google burnished brass, it's a very, very dark brown. Which this is the truth, and you have to preach the truth. All right, you have to believe that Yahushua came in the flesh. He had a body. And that body, okay, he was a dark-skinned man. If he was walking the earth today, you would have called him a so-called African-American, a Negro. All right? Not that guy that they show us in all these damn churches, man. Okay, which is off. Then they'll argue with you and say, well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what he looks like. Well, then why the freak is that image up there then?
Well, why does it say anybody denying that the Lord came in the flesh?
That's right, bro.
Is Antichrist?
You a demon. You're a demon. Yeah, that's right. You know? And the scriptures do say that there's many antichrists, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's not an actual just one dude. All right, there's many anti-Hamashiachs in this world.
Yeah.
Anti-Messiahs, man. Just from you not believing in the scriptures, you anti, all right? You against. And being against, you're an enemy. And the Lord's coming back for war, as it says in Revelation 19. It says, in righteousness he does judge and make war. So he's going to come back and lay the smackdown on your ass, man.
And that's why the Lord said, anybody that is not with me is against me. And the reason why is because when it comes to the kingdom, when it comes to the scriptures, everything has to be in unison, of one mind. Right? And that mind is the Most High. You know? That's why in the kingdom of heaven, everything is going to be run according to the law. That's why there's only going to be slaves in the elect, right?
Sure.
Right? None of Israel that is not in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to make it. And the reason for that is because they're not of that mind. Because you can't go into the kingdom having schism. You can't go into the kingdom having diverse, mindsets or ideology. I believe this or that. No, everybody's got to believe in the same thing. Everybody has to be on the same page. You're not going to make it. You know? That's why, the apostles, they would talk about all the camps coming together, all these different camps coming together, and they all have different doctrines. Some of them even call upon different names.
Yeah.
How are you going to live in the kingdom when the scriptures itself it says a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand?
There's Revelation 1:1, the revelation of Yahushua Mashiach, which the Most High gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Skipping down to 13, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the path with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
Right. Backing up the scripture of what Yahushua looked like. And at the end of the day, we say it's about the spirit and not just about what you look like. But it's very important to understand who the Israelites are. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, these people have particular traits and color of their skin. And so that has to be acknowledged, right?
Yeah, and just knowing that image, the image people worship since they were young, it's all alike. When he's describing what the brother brought out, and this scripture describes exactly what he looked like. So you know, how come people are worshiping the other image? You know, the white dude with long hair. You know, he in the movie they depicted him. He speaks softly. You know, with a soft voice. When he spoke with force. You know, he spoke. You know, when he spoke, and people were like, oh damn. You know, people got scared. You know, he didn't have a soft voice. He wasn't soft spoken. You know, so hey, when you this was the first realization when you were like, okay, so what else is a church lying about? You know, that line, if he's describing the scriptures, hey, you can't really trust what they're telling you. You know, that the laws are done away with. There's heaven, there's a hell. You're infirm forever. You know, hey, everything you got to question everything now. You know, so
The truth is way cooler than what Christians say. Because so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are cool, man. They're fucking cool.
Yeah. Deuteronomy 7:6, it says, "For thou art a special people unto the Lord, unto the Lord thy God, thy power." We're special to the Lord. The Lord created Israel to be cool, man. Everybody want to be Jacob.
That's why there's so many people that want to be like into the thing Jacob.